Hey everybody, we want to do a prophecy update, and we're on the top of the Golan Heights, and behind me is Syria. 73 kilometers behind me is Damascus. As predicted by the prophet Isaiah, Damascus is supposed to be destroyed in the future, and it'll be uninhabitable once it's destroyed. So anyway, it plays its part into the prophetic scenario, whether that's comes in Psalm 83 or the Gog of Magog invasion. At some point, Damascus will be obliterated once and for all. So what happened here just recently is Israel struck two Iranian officers here that were training Hezbollah. And as you know, Hezbollah's to the north in Lebanon, but they're also in Syria, obviously. And Israel took two of the officers out from the Iranian guard that were training the terrorist group Hezbollah. And as everyone knows, the next battlefront is to the north of Israel with Syria and Lebanon with Hezbollah. As you know, Hezbollah is backed up by Iran. They are a proxy group for Iran, just like Hamas is, and eventually will be destroyed by Israel. But both groups, Hamas and Hezbollah, are backed up by Iran. So are the Houthis in Yemen as well. So Iran's behind a lot of this. So anyway, Israel is doing these strategic strikes, taking out these potential threats, but they're not going to a full escalation of a war because they need to be able to take care of Hamas first and then Hezbollah second. But anyway, nonetheless, it is another front that Israel's going to have to deal with. And so as we see the world around Israel, it is surrounded by enemies that want to destroy her. But the good news is God will protect Israel through it. If the Psalm 83 invasion happens, the aftermath of that is Israel will decimate the Arab countries that surround her. If Gog of Magog happens, obviously God intervenes and destroys the armies of Gog of Magog on the mountains of Israel. And so, even though Israel is surrounded by all of its enemies, God is going to sustain it, sustain the nation. But at the same time, Israel's being pressured constantly by the enemies around her and around the world. So much so that eventually it lands Israel into the hands of the Antichrist and them making a deal with the Antichrist to protect itself from the overflowing scourge in Isaiah 28. And the overflowing scourge in Isaiah 28 is basically a reference to a military invasion. And so Israel does a deal with the devil, so to speak, to protect itself from a military invasion. And you can see the fatigue, the war fatigue of being attacked so many times, whether you're talking about Hamas, whether you're talking about Hezbollah or Iran, and the Psalm 83 invasion, Gog of Magog. Eventually Israel's going to do a deal for peace and security. And so it's an unfortunate situation that Israel finds itself in. But again, like we know from Scripture, why is God doing this? He is doing this, according to Daniel chapter 12, to break the power of the people of Israel, so they call out to Yeshua for salvation. And just like you and I need to be broken for our own salvation, Israel too is going to be broken by the Lord. So here we are in a strategic location, the Golan Heights. And again, what does Scripture predict? More battles will occur all around Israel, including this area behind me in Syria, and the destruction of Damascus will come one day. So anyway, continue to pray for the peace of Israel, pray peace of Jerusalem, and pray that they come to faith in Yeshua. God bless you. We'll see you next time.